Calling all cars. Everybody present?
Hey Ben, good afternoon.
How are you doing, sir? Somebody has something on somewhere? Do I sound okay?
Yes, sir.
That's better.
Very good. I sent you all a comment form. It's in Word, and I just emailed it to everybody because typically here at the city of Las Vegas, we actually have a more extensive development review form that we use when we actually do the preliminary review on the actual construction drawings. Right now, you guys are like on your conceptual stage, so you're like asking for information, you're asking for direction. Does my air conditioner bother anybody behind me? Is it too loud?
Nope.
Okay, so we have Kenny Ducetto from the gas company. That's who that is. If anybody, let's begin. I want to welcome Maverick Gas Station and consultants, engineers, and owners or interested parties to this virtual meeting of the proposed construction and development of a new would it be a mercantile also? Would you guys be selling goods or is it just going to be gas?
It'll be a convenience store. Yeah, and we can kind of go through that when we give our little overview. But yeah, it'll be a convenience store and a quick serve restaurant as well.
Very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves. I'm going to start with Mr. David Marcus. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go clockwise on the virtual board here so everybody can let you know who everybody is. So David Marcus, could you please introduce yourself?
David Marcus with the City of Las Vegas Gas Department, Utility Superintendent.
Who's going to be heading the, thank you, David. Who's going to be heading the discussions from your end, Bryce?
I'll be leading it, but we're here with Andreas and Christy from Maverick, so they're on the phone as well. They do have to. They're at the airport, so they're working through a few logistics, but they can be on until about 3:30 today, and then they've got to probably jump on their flight.
Oh, that's fine. David, did you receive that? I sent a Word document just right before the meeting, so you guys could add any comments to this virtual meeting. I sent it in Word to your emails. And so if you all could print them out later on and add your comments and email them back to me, and then I'll forward them to Bryce.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, guys. David, with Nicole Haggerty next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Haggerty. I'm with Kimley Horn as well. So I work with Bryce as his analyst.
Okay, so Kimley Horn is who?
We're the civil engineer
Okay.
associated to the due diligence aspect of the project. We're also conducting a traffic impact study
Okay.
for this development, and we've already had that scoping meeting with the DOT.
Very good. Welcome, Nicole. We have Sonita Almas.
Hi, yes, I'm with Maverick. I'm actually the project manager for this project.
Very good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Steve Spann.
Hello, I'm Steven Spann. I'm the fire marshal for the City of Las Vegas.
Welcome, Steve. Bryce Christensen, any more you want to let others know?
Sure, yeah. Bryce Christensen. I am with Kimley Horn. Again, we're the civil engineer, the consulting firm working for Maverick on this project.
Good, good. Well, thank you, Bryce. And Andres V.
Hello, my name is Andres. I work with Maverick. I am in the entitlements manager for this project. I'll be working with Bryce closely to get our land and buildable parcels figured out.
Okay, and then we have someone on the phone. The last number is ending in 60. May I ask who's calling?
I believe that might be me. I'm Christy Hutchings. I'm also with Maverick.
Christine?
Christy.
Christy, thank you, Christy.
Yes, Christy. Yes, thank you.
Okay, very good. Let's see, and then we have, do you see those 10 others there, Bryce? Anybody else want to introduce themselves? Go right ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Billy Montoya, City of Las Vegas Fire Chief.
Welcome,
Good
Billy.
afternoon. This is Maria Gilveri. I have the little utility symbol down there. I'm the utilities director.
Got it. Welcome, Maria. Do we have Mr. Jude Herrera?
Hi, I'm Jude and I'm with the City of Las Vegas Gas Department.
Thank you, Jude. So Kenny Roybal. Hello, Kenny. Mr. Maestas, our city manager, Leo Maestas. Number ending in 50. 1801.
I think that was Christy.
No, she was 60.
Oh, okay.
There's a one.
No, I was 50. I must have spoken over somebody else. I apologize.
Okay, I had a 150560.
Your camera on.
Okay. Mr. Travis Hearn, go ahead.
Travis Hearn, the City of Las Vegas Water Department.
Very good. Well, welcome everybody. I think we have mostly everybody check in. Bryce, are you able to put up your project on the screen in any way so that you can at least give us an idea of what type of information and how we can help you?
Yeah, we'd like to take the first few minutes and give a quick overview on Maverick. And Andreas, are you able to pull that up, or would you like me to pull the PowerPoint up?
I can pull it up. Let me share my screen real quick. See if this works. Technology, does everybody see the PowerPoint?
It's coming up now, yeah.
Yep.
Looks good there, Andres.
Okay, well, fantastic. So again, my name is Andres with Maverick. We are a Ventures First Stop, and we're very excited to open our store down there in Las Vegas for you guys. Let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. So about us. So we are building the coolest convenience experience on the planet. We greatly value our customers and our employees, and this is who we are. We are currently located in 11 states with over 355 stores, and California will be coming to very soon. And in New Mexico, we currently have 11 stores with plans to add many more. So yeah, we are taking over the West. We plan on being the biggest player out here. And besides being a good convenience store for our customers, we want to be a great place to work. Maverick does currently employ around 7,100 people across our stores and states. We offer great benefits to our people, including 401k matching, tuition reimbursement, long and short-term disability, scholarships, generous PTO. And this store, we plan on employing between 10 and 15 people. That it will be determined closer to store opening. And with our stores, this being our Albuquerque flagship location, we work on an adventure-themed design. So you can see an example of a store right here. We pride ourselves in having murals inside of photography of the surrounding area. So as we get closer, our photographers will go out, take landscape pictures, and we'll plaster our walls with the landscape of the area around the store. So it can feel like a local home spot for our local residents and customers. And in our stores, we facilitate an on-site bakery as well as built-to-order sandwich bar. It's our bonfire grill. We offer pre-made food and we offer ready-to-order food as well. And excuse me. And something else we deeply do care about as well is the environment. As being a gas station, we pride ourselves in going above and beyond what is required of us in environmental standards. So as you can see here, we use double-walled and non-corrodable fiberglass underground storage tanks that are hooked up to flexible plastic piping. And when gas is delivered, our trucks have equipment in order to do a vapor recovery system so less fumes are released into the air, causing less impact on the surroundings. So yeah, we pride ourselves on being a good place to work, good place for our customers, and we do care about the environment. So here, we're gonna go over the store location. It is going to be right off I-25 exit, I believe that's 147, across the street from the Love's Travel Center, in front of the Comfort Inn in Las Vegas. And here is our proposed site layout for the area. Our store is going to be where the gas station is going to sit about. I'll leave this up right now if anybody has any quick questions.
Yes, Andres, on the underground storage facility you're going to be installing, if you've done some installations here in New Mexico, you probably are familiar with the people in charge of that division in Santa Fe, right?
My team will. Christy and Bryce can speak more to that.
Okay, because we didn't invite them to this meeting. I don't know if you guys have touched base with them at all.
We haven't connected with them specifically on this project, but we are aware that there's some additional permitting elements required around the subsurface gas tanks.
Okay.
If you happen to have the contacts for those people, though, we'll gladly incorporate those into our notes, though.
I'll provide them for you, sir.
Thank you very much. And then here we'll just go over the concept design of this store. Like Bryce mentioned, this is going to be a QSR. There will be a fast food restaurant here that will be determined at a later time, but this will be the most likely layout for the store. And here are the type of materials and colors we use for the store. And that was our short and sweet little presentation. Besides the tanks, any more questions from you guys?
As far as Las Vegas goes, we do pride ourselves in being the historic Las Vegas. So if you all could do a little research on that, as far as like, you're actually going to be erecting your building right across our new logo. As people are welcomed into the city of Las Vegas, your gas station is gonna be facing our new logo. It's a monument sign.
Mm-hmm.
Just thought that you know.
That's good to know. Yeah, thank you.
The form is open. The form is open to anybody that wants to ask Andres any questions.
Ben Minus, could you hear me?
Yes.
This is Kenny Lucero, for the city of Las Vegas. Gas manager. Are you guys going to be asking for natural gas?
We're going to be asking for natural gas. I believe that will be part of our utility hookup, yes.
Okay.
But no worries.
Is that all through the city, by the way? For water and gas?
City, yeah, city gas.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it available at the site?
Yes, we do.
So this is Maria, the utilities director. If you're going to be using solid waste, sewer service, water, or gas, you'll need to go through utilities.
Okay, that's good.
We are the provider for, we will also be the provider for waste sanitation services.
Maria, could we work through you to request some utility availability letters?
Actually, if you don't mind going through Ben, and he'll submit whatever it is that you guys are needing. And he'll get that to me, and then we'll get answers to you.
Okay.
Thank you, Maria. I'll make sure and forward anything to you from this office.
Thank you, Ben. And it would be helpful if we got it, like all at one time, whatever it is they're needing, and not in piecemeal. So.
Yeah, definitely. I can pull together a specific list of questions related to the utilities and availability request letters from you, and I'll submit that to Ben. And if you have any questions, you can just relay that to me. But I guess just initially, are you aware of any capacity issues in regards to water, sanitary sewer, gas that might impact our project or that we should be aware of?
So I would have each one of the different utilities answer that question. If they're not ready to answer it, then you could ask that question. We'll provide an answer to you as soon as we can get it. If gas, water, or I don't know if sewer is on yet. Let me see. It looks like gas, water, and sanitation are all three are on if they want to provide input.
This is Lucas. I work with the solid waste department here at the city of Las Vegas. I was just wanting to make sure what kind of solid waste you guys would be using in regards to your waste over there. Are you guys going to be using a compactor, or are you guys going to be using regular front load containers?
It'll be a regular dumpster within an enclosure, and we can lay that out so it's accessible from a front loader or a side loader or whatever is preferred at the city.
Definitely, if we could make sure that those are going to be enclosed as well to prevent any flowing debris from the prevailing winds that come through the community. Also, our trucks require a 70-foot turning radius. I'm sure you guys are going to have more than enough room. I just want to make sure I put that out there.
Okay, and that was front loader?
Yes, sir. And we offer 8, 6, 4, and 2-yard containers.
What are the dimensions again, Lucas?
Dimensions I can't tell you right off the top of my head, Ben minus, but I could get some to you guys.
Okay.
Do you require recycling?
At this moment, the city of Las Vegas, we're not practicing any recycling efforts right now. We're just pretty much metal and tin. We do want to go back into the recycling eventually, but right now it's not going to work out for us in that way.
This is Travis with the City of Las Vegas, the Water Department. What size of water service are you guys going to request? Or do you know?
Typically 2-inch.
2-inch water service?
Yes.
If Bryce, if you guys are going to be having a kitchen and a commercial hood and all that good stuff, are y'all going to sprinkle the building?
You know, this is the first concept I've worked on with the QSR included. We'll have to dig into the building code requirements for that and coordinate with the architect. So I'm not exactly sure, but if we do sprinkler the building, are there any additional requirements, Travis, from the fire service perspective that we should be aware of?
It'll have to be designed, and we'll know what size of fire tap you guys are going to need, and then we'll have to provide you with that.
And do you have anything as far as what square footage the building has to be before it needs to be sprinkled?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't know the specs on that.
Our fire marshal and our fire chief are available.
So Anita,
Okay.
I can actually get that information to you. If you will just have forward your contact information to Ben, I'll get all the specs to you guys for sprinklers and fire alarms.
Perfect.
Perfect. That would be great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And just for everyone's perspective, we're a little more than 9,000 square feet for the total C-store and QSR.
And just real quick, if I could jump in, this is Billy Montoya, City of Las Vegas Fire Chief. From the fire side, we're going to need the digital plan submitted from your architect to include your fire suppression system, if you're going to have one, your hood system, if your restaurant's going to be doing any type of frying, which would include your Ansel system, as well as all fire lanes, emergency shut-off valves for your gas containers, and all ingress and egress requirements. And like we mentioned earlier, Steve Spann is the fire marshal for our area, and all code questions will be going through him. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Steve, yeah, I'm probably going to be the one that's going to go in and submit all the plans for the fire approval. So we'll just make sure that I coordinate that with you and get everything that we need as far as the plans showing everything. So yeah, we'll get that over from you. Thank you.
Perfect. Look forward to working with you guys.
You too.
The building code that you guys are all going to be working with, Bryce, is the 2015 New Mexico building codes. So you guys need to get into that website with regulation, licensing division in Santa Fe under the construction industries division. I think I sent you the commercial checklist. So look for those phone numbers. If you need to contact construction industries, the numbers are on there.
Okay, great.
Make sure that on your code analysis page, you guys are looking at what has been adopted in the state of New Mexico, because that's what the city of Las Vegas has adopted, okay? Except ours might be a little stricter on the fire.
Okay. Kind of sticking along with that, I'm also going to be the one that's looking at the building permit and submitting all of that documentation. So from the building permit stance, is that something that has to, like, do you have to have your civils approved before I can submit for my building permit, or can that be concurrent with contingencies? Just kind of want to get an idea of that. And as far as your review times and what we're looking at, just so I can build a proper schedule for this.
Right, so what you want to do is when you do submit a full set of drawings,
Yes.
then we'll route them from here.
Okay. So I don't need to send it to fire separately?
We'll route it to fire from here now.
Okay.
So Anita, if you could send me the information prior to, though, that way I make sure the code's up to spec and we have the right information for you.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And then what is your review time usually on getting stuff through the city? 2 to 3
Currently,
weeks?
we're
Or?
about 2 to 3 weeks right now.
Okay, great.
One thing, Sonita, that we're going to be doing is, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, sorry. There's
No.
times on my mic seems like it's super low.
Okay, well, what we'll do here is the direction that Bryce is wanting to do this meeting on is because we are going to meet again. When you submit your first set of pre-construction drawings, send in all your utility plans,
Yep.
everything that's you know what's required, and then at that time we're going to have a development review, an actual development review, and then we'll be looking at what you all have done and any questions with spacing between utilities, anything that has to do with fire hydrants. If you guys are going to be erecting anything, the placement of anything, we'll then meet with this group again, because
Okay.
we're doing this as a courtesy to Bryce and your company, so that we can lead you in the right direction right now from the get-go. We appreciate you calling
Okay.
ahead of time.
Well, no, that's really great. I really appreciate that. So, so that development review meeting is sort of that official with this preliminary.
This is more of a construction meeting,
Okay.
and then we're gonna go into the preliminary plan review, and that is not happening right now.
Right. Okay. Perfect. And is there anything like city council or anything, or are we just doing that development review meeting in order for submittals?
If you're going to exceed height limits on building heights, sign heights, if you need any variances that might come into play, then those might have to go to P&Z for approval.
Okay.
So that's a 30-day, we have to make legal notices and all that good stuff. But if you all can stay within the municipal codes, if you go into Las Vegas nm.gov, that's only one dot, Las
Okay.
Vegas nm.gov, and you go into the municipal code section, and you can go into the C3 zone there, and you'll see all your minimums, maximums, and all that good stuff there.
Perfect. Great. Thank you.
So to kind of piggyback on Sunita there, is there a formal land use application required here with the building permit, or are they?
Yes, sir. If you go to lasvegasnm.gov, go to building permits, and you'll have the land development application there. If you all can access that page right now, go into building permits, and there's a land development review. Well, it's actually a form that you all need to fill out.
And Andres, did you see if this was currently zoned for use, or are we?
You're good on the use.
Okay, perfect. Great, thank you. Just want to make sure that.
You're just close to the, I'm the floodplain manager for the city of Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
So you have to just remember that the Pecos Arroyo is right under you guys right there. And you guys have to go to take, well, you guys are civil engineers, you know what it
Oh, I'm not.
means. It means to be near water there. And if you guys start digging and wanting to place those tanks underground, I don't know. I've never had anybody dig around there, so I don't know if you guys are going to hit water or not, okay?
We did. We hit water at 7 feet.
How many feet?
7.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So, yeah, I already had my the drillers out there doing my geotech report and soils and everything like that, and they hit water at 7 feet. So I'm expanding my study a little bit with them. So we'll have, really good information as far as all that, especially going into that construction and how much shoring we might need to do to, just because of that water table.
Very good.
Okay. I think that's it for me. Sorry.
So this is Maria Gilveri again, Utilities Director. I think we're going to probably need to sit down and have a separate conversation regarding sewage. Currently, there is a private line that goes from the Comfort Inn south along the east side of Grand manhole, and that private line would not be able to handle your sewage. There is not currently a city sewer main up in that area. So we may have to look at what would need to be installed to be able to address that issue. And I don't think that's a conversation for here.
Sounds good. We appreciate you bringing that up. That'll be an important aspect of this process for us to include as much documentation on as we can, so we can clearly identify a scope to move forward. So, Maria, should I reach out through Ben to set something up with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Bryce, on the trash enclosures like Lucas was talking about, especially with, litter and stuff. Are you all going to install a separation chain link fence between you and the Comfort Inn? Because we'll be getting the most complaints from there because the wind blows in that direction. And we're really going to need your help with keeping the pollution down. The litter, we have pretty good high winds here.
Yeah, and I know we have a shared access with them. So I'm just wondering with that shared access, how,
I'm saying, will you be having a separation fence between the two? I know you'll have some openings, but I mean,
yeah.
I don't think we were planning on it.
Yeah.
I think if, because we do have that occurring here, and so it can get pretty messy. And we don't want to get in, if we could minimize that, we'd appreciate it.
Then we could maybe look at fencing on the south, but since we do have a shared access between us and the hotel on the north, I don't know where we'd put a fence that would really be helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the access, the drive there is pretty well connected.
Yeah. That was my only concern with that shared access, as far as how you're gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
We'll
just
look
thought
into it though. We'll definitely keep that in consideration.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So
Do you
I got
have
on.
any-
Oh, go ahead, Christy.
Sorry about that. I was just going to build on that. Where you brought up the historic at the beginning, do you have any city codes that dictate architecture or design standards for the building?
No, you're not in the CH overlay, but this is a good time to maybe, I like the M on Maverick, shaped like our mountains around here. And, anything that promotes Las Vegas, would be appreciated.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, Bryce, I'm finished with my question.
Oh, you're fine. I was just gonna say I was able to download that land development application, Ben. So we'll be sure to include that in our submittal, along with the building permit.
Yeah, and if you could, Sonita, make sure that even on our preliminary, if you would have the geotech report by then, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I have the drillers are actually going back out there, I believe, this week to complete that because they needed some additional permitting since they hit that water. So they're looking at getting that permitting through the city right now in order to go back out there and to get that drilling completed. So yes, I will make sure we have everything completed.
And you are outside the floodplain, okay? So.
Okay, sounds
But
good.
I mean, you are outside, but then you are nearby, and so.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you can dictate where the water's going, so if you can do that,
We just want to make sure we just want to make sure we don't pollute the old Pecos Arroyo there, and then that's why I was asking Bryce that we need that detention pond, or on-lot ponding there somewhere.
So is it underwater, or can that be the stormwater detention ponds?
Surface, you mean?
I think Sunita wants to know if you guys allow underwater water quality stormwater detention, or if it has to be above ground.
Or can we do
above ground would be best because of the
the water table. The water table will
Yeah,
challenge our ability to do
Yeah,
underground.
that's what I was like.
No, we want the evaporation, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
To happen. And then if you do have an overflow on it, you know what I'm saying?
We will.
Then take that into account.
Okay.
If it gets too deep, then we'll have to fence it. It's over
Okay.
2 feet deep, we'll have to fence it.
I think we try to make it into the landscape and the architecture so
Nice.
that it just looks really nice.
Great.
We would try and do max 4-to-1 slopes on the pond. It does require us to be deeper due to the volume. would you guys still require a fence around the pond, or?
Only if you see, only if you see that you go deeper than 2 feet deep on your, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're 3 foot deep, it can, you know what I'm saying? It's just all depends where you set it. And safety first, of course, but the river flows to the southeast, I think, from where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a good place for it. Southeast corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
And of course, if you guys do any rain catchment and you guys circulate your water and water your plants with it, I mean, we're McDonald's here in town, they actually reclaim the water, and they actually have underground storage, and they actually pump it back out and they water their plants with it. Las Vegas, we do have strict water conservation issues, and so if you guys can have a rain catchment system, we'd appreciate it.
Any other like xeriscaping or anything else that is part of?
That helps.
Okay. We can make sure our landscaper kind of looks into that, or our landscaping plan.
We just want big, large sycamores, and I don't know, really. Make sure they're healthy.
And watered? No, I'm kidding.
So low impact landscape requirements.
Okay.
Do you have any city standards for your xeriscape or planting plan?
Yes, we do have landscaping rules and requirements, and they're in the C3 section of the municipal code.
Thank you.
And I think I sent all of that packet to you, Bryce, right?
Yeah, it's all available on the municipal code, so I think I have access to that for the C3 general commercial zone.
Right, but on this last packet that I sent you, I included all the C3 in there. So that,
yes, yeah, I did see that.
So it's your caller number 50 down here. I don't know the lady's name, I forget. She knows that it's in there.
Yes, sir.
It's in the packet. Did she receive a copy of what I sent you all? Because I created a packet just for this meeting. Did you all receive it?
I did, yes. I think
Okay.
he sent it out to the greater group, so everyone should have that. If they don't, I can provide that.
Thanks, sir.
So just to kind of reiterate the approval process here, we know we'll need a building permit. We've got the land development application. Does that process include any sort of formal permit or a sign off, or does that just clear the way for a building permit for us once all those documentations have been reviewed and approved?
Yeah, the construction drawings will be forwarded to Santa Fe once we sign off on the floodplain and on the planning and zoning. And then fire, of course, they'll be doing their plan review on fire.
Okay, so just floodplain and fire get reviewed, and then it goes to Santa Fe?
The only thing that we send to Santa Fe is the construction drawings.
So the building set that I'm going to provide you prior to the building permit. So once again, I guess I just want to make sure I understand this. We do have separate civil drawings that are going to be submitted for civil approval, correct?
Yes.
But none of that goes, all of that really gets kicked off, including your developmental review meeting once we have our building set or construction set.
And we have a city engineer.
Okay.
When you all submit your civils, you'll have to then run your review through our city engineer that we have on contract.
Okay.
And they'll have to approve your civil set, anything that has to do with the items that fall under civil review.
All
And
right,
that-
and I can still submit, if that civil set is being reviewed, I can still get my building set running concurrently, correct? Okay, perfect, because that's going.
No, I
through-
just need your geotech report and your
Okay.
finished elevations to match the construction drawings, especially your footing depths and all of that stuff, so that they don't contradict each other. I need your foundation, your building foundation, your final civils, and your recommendations from your engineering report to match.
Okay.
And
there's just
Dan,
one-
we're also doing a subdivision at the same time. Can we file that concurrently? Or a parcel map or a lot line adjustment? I guess maybe we need to have you walk us through what needs to be done to change the lot line.
You're going to be subdividing that area?
Well, we're buying the subdivision as is, and we need to change the lot lines. I'm assuming you'll require
So
that.
you're gonna change the lot, so you're gonna do a re-subdivision then?
Is that what would be required by the city?
Yeah, that's actually a state requirement, and we'll have to
Okay.
run that one through, planning and zoning.
And does that need to go prior to anything else being filed?
Does it include this project itself?
It does. There's an existing subdivision, and we are purchasing the entire subdivision.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Are you going to eliminate all the interior lot lines?
Whatever is needed for us to create a lot to build on.
I'm sharing my screen, Ben, but as you can see, this is kind of the existing parcel map.
Mm-hmm.
The hotel here to the north.
Mm-hmm.
This red area that's kind of highlighted here is generally what we anticipate taking up for the new Maverick development. And then there's going to be some parcels left over that, and I think we just want to understand if this process is required for our project to get an approved building permit, and if so, what that process entails and the timing of that.
And so does that subdivision have a name?
I believe it's the Gebhardt or Gerhardt.
Yeah, because it looks like, yeah, just double check, make sure that it is a subdivision.
I believe we found it on the county recorder's website, didn't we, Andre?
Right.
The sheet
And
that
it's signed and-
we had pulled up was the one pulled from the recorder's website.
Yeah, there you go. It's about 15 years old, I think. It's fairly old.
Right, but I'm saying, are you going to redesign, or are you guys going to eliminate lot lines in the interior? Are you guys gonna vacate them, or what are you guys gonna do?
I think the idea would be to reallocate the lot lines. So as you can see, there's about 10 parcels,
Oh, I see.
11 parcels
Oh,
here.
okay. There you go.
And we'd be combining parcels 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and part of 7 into this would be essentially the new parcel 2.
Okay. Well, then you'd have to probably submit an amendment. You would probably need to amend that subdivision to, because does each parcel have a tract number, it looks like? So-
there's no tract number.
Yeah, but there's parcel numbers.
There are clearly identified parcel numbers, and then all 11 parcel numbers make up a total acreage.
Exactly. So then you'd want to create a new parcel to overlay over those 6. So
And then likely they
call
could
it,
keep
you might call it
between.
tract A, and amended. You're gonna have to talk to a New Mexico licensed surveyor to amend that subdivision and call it Maverick tract or whatever. And that way those lot lines will disappear.
So would that just be a subdivision amendment, or a whole new subdivision process, or are they the same? Does it matter? I mean, I'm not real clear on that.
What's the easiest and fastest, honestly, I think
Yeah.
is what we're gonna need. So, or what would your, you tell us.
Is that an easement that's going right to the hotel? What is that?
In the middle?
It's a shared access easement.
What is it?
It's, I believe, a reciprocal access, shared access easement.
And what is it?
For?
What does it protect?
I believe it's just a shared access, but we might need to look at page 1 of the plat. This is page 2.
Mm-hmm. We need to find out how they describe that. Are you guys going to respect that easement?
Yes, that's our access as well.
Okay, as long as you don't build on top of it.
No, I think Christy, it's showing
yeah.
it's showing a 15-foot easement that cuts right through the center of the property, north to south, and it's a little fuzzy because it's so old, but it looks like it's providing a rim and a depth. And could that potentially be a sanitary?
That might be the one that Maria was talking about. That there's a private. It might be. I don't know.
Ben, I believe that's a private sewer.
Yeah.
Sunita, do we have the Alta back yet?
Not that I'm aware of. Is
that would show us? Yeah. We'd probably have to relocate the sewer. That goes right through our building, doesn't it?
Yeah, it bisects the property. Pretty good.
So yeah, this is Maria. That would be the discussion we need to have for your sewer and any sewer lines from any of your neighboring properties.
So as far as you're aware, Maria, does that sewer service the hotel only and it's a private line?
Correct.
All right. Yeah, we'll definitely have to figure something out there. See what that is. Ben, does the subdivision process just go through the city of Las Vegas, or is there a state review on that at all?
No, we'll run it through here, but you'll have to follow the New Mexico subdivision rules and regs.
Definitely.
Does it need to go before we can file our civil drawings, or can they go concurrent?
I mean, you all have to start. I mean, if you're all going to do your development, you need to be making sure that it gets done, submitted to us, because your civil engineer needs to know what's going to happen with that easement.
Yeah, I'm looking to see how far we're on that Alta, Bryce. So once I have that, we can look at that, coordinating that meeting and discussing that easement.
Okay. So sorry, Ben, I didn't quite follow whether or not we can run the subdivision concurrent with the development plans.
To me, it's okay if you all want to do it, but
it seems like there'd be an element of risk there on Maverick's end if they want to do that.
I think that the discussions with Maria. I think that the discussions with Maria are important, and then you all then can decide what the best plan of action is. But as long as you all are amending the subdivision at the same time, I don't mind if you guys want to keep going with your project concurrently, like you're saying.
And this is Maria. There is a good solution. There's a good sewer line on the west side. So that's why I just want to sit down and have this conversation where we can solve the sewer issues, which may actually help your neighbor as well.
Perfect.
On the west side of the development?
On the west side of Grand.
Okay.
Do you think, Maria, that private easement will have to remain, you think?
If we're able to come up with a design that addresses the needs for Maverick, It could be something that benefits the hotel, which would then allow them to vacate the easement.
Great. Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed.
I don't think we need to wait for the Alpha to set up the sewer meeting. I think it's pretty obvious where it's located. So I think we can go ahead and set that up in advance of having the Alpha done. So Bryce, if you want to help coordinate that later this week, or we can get going on that this week, I'd like that answer sooner than later.
Yeah, we can do that. And
thank you. I'll
connect with Sunita later today, and she might even have an update on the status of that. So we can maybe get the meeting scheduled on the calendar, and maybe we'll have some more information prior to the meeting, even though we'll try and get that set up sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Bryson, I don't want to speak for our city engineer on the subdivision rules and the questions you have for me regarding that, amending that subdivision, because I'd rather refer that question to him, and I'll get you our engineer contract so that you can talk to him about what's the best way to go through the Subdivision Act.
Okay, yeah, that works. And you mentioned that's a third party?
That would be, yes.
Okay.
We don't have an engineer in the building, so we do contract them out, and then you all would have to run those civils through him. But those other lines shown on that subdivision, what do those rectangles inside the lots mean? Are those streets?
I think they're access easements to get vehicles access to each parcel, because it looked like these were just going to be built out as smaller sites.
Oh, okay.
These are each about 1 acre, as you can see, and the Maverick project is going to develop. It's about 5.33 acres in total.
Okay.
So a lot of these cross-access easements will just go away with the subdivision amendment.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for zooming in a little further.
Oh no, definitely. If hopefully that helps.
Yeah, I know you probably have a big old giant screen, and us guys were having to squint through.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to zoom in and see like what this said with but it looks like rim and depth, so I'm thinking that's the sanitary line.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ben, are you aware of any conditional use permits or special use permits that would be required for any sort of drive-through or gas operations or anything like that?
I think that you get a good circulation and you meet fire and you meet our radius is required for, big vehicles there. You should be okay. We don't require a special use permit for a drive-through.
Okay, good. It looks like this used to be one subdivision and will be part of, the next phase of what the hotel previously built. Are we reviewed specially for any sort of like master development or anything like that? Or can we just develop this as kind of like our standalone project? I didn't know if there were any special review criteria that we should be considering for our development based on, this overall property.
Well, are you all planning on adding a car wash or anything to it, or future pads anywhere?
Well, I mean,
No,
yeah, go ahead, Christy.
we would just sell off the rest as surplus. We are just a gas station convenience store, so.
Okay, because then we would need some type of a master set if you guys are thinking of populating it with other future buildings, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Since we're not, we'll assume we don't need that. Are you aware of any nearby neighborhood groups or any registered neighborhood organizations that we should or would need to meet with?
Not at
Prior.
this time, unless anybody from the group knows of, but you'd be pretty much right in the throat of the city right there, leaving town.
Okay.
And
Sounds good.
so that's a nice location for your gas station.
We're coming into town, so just
Yeah,
saying.
in and out. Yeah, you guys are all over the place right there. But yeah, that traffic impact study would be very important as well.
Yeah, we're in process on that. And then all I'm aware of is the special kind of environmental application review for the underground gas tanks that's done at the state level. Are you aware of any others that are required?
Well, like I'm saying, the Clean Water Act, FEMA, you're so close to the Arroyo, make sure that you guys address that you're not going to be polluting Pecos Arroyo and you're taking precautions. Of course, you guys need all those oil traps and all that. That's why, we want to make sure that you pond it. And any pollutants, they go to approved containers, you know what I'm saying? Because the least we can keep out of the river, the better. Because under the NPDS, you know what I'm saying? The national, because you guys are going to have a SWIP plan, right?
I was going to say, do you need a SWIP and a swamp or just a SWIP? So there's.
Well, the SWIP for sure. And if you think we need a swamp, get us a swamp.
I don't. Well, we do it if.
I don't think you guys aren't an MS4, are you?
Yeah, I think that we'll be okay with a SWIP for sure.
Okay, yeah, we'll have that.
Are your stormwater drainage criteria for the city published somewhere that can be accessed to understand some of the drainage design requirements?
Maria and whoever is in charge of streets and roads, public works.
So any guidance for storm drains would be in our ordinances. I think and anything, Ben, that you could provide from design requirements.
Right.
City does not have, is it an MS-14? We're a little smaller than the requirements for certain storm drain permitting.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, they're leading into a state highway. So you'd have to meet talk to James Gallegos at the state level. He's our district engineer. Anything that has to do with any, if you guys are going to be installing any type of grates or anything before you enter into the state highway, I don't know how you're going to design it, but make sure to touch base with James Gallegos, district engineer.
So I'm thinking, based on what I understand so far, we'll design a surface water, an underground or conveyance system to collect stormwater runoff from the project that would go into a water quality / detention pond near the southeast corner of the property. Is there anything that would prohibit us from outfalling that water quality pond straight to the Pecos Arroyo, or is there a preferred outfall tie-in to like another location or outfall?
I think as long as you address the pollutants coming out of the, what I'm saying, the your catchment systems, like, don't they have like some type of oil separator, stuff like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is Maria. You might want to check with Environment Department and the State Engineer's Office. State Engineer controls may control that arroyo, or the Environment Department.
Yeah, because
They are particular about what discharges, how it discharges into the river. And any detention or retention ponds also can sometimes be required state engineer.
when you're
Would you anticipate any kind of a FEMA, since it's a floodway that's listed on the firm map?
Yes, well, FEMA has its own requirements, and thing is that you are outside of it.
Right.
But
So we don't
need to. We could contact Loretta Hatch at the state. She's our floodplain coordinator for the state, and we can work with Loretta Hatch on that. The organizations that really look at and protect our waterways are like environmental groups that might, that are pretty much well versed in the Clean Water Act. So just as long as you touch base with, not, doing your part to protect the any runoffs into the river will probably help. But we'd probably have to get you contact with some people if you guys think that you might be draining into it.
Okay.
But you're going to be catching the majority in your pond, I think. And then your plumbing mechanical, when you come out of the building, you're going to need your catchments there. You're not going to have a car
Correct.
wash, right? You guys are going to have a car
we're
wash?
not. So
Okay.
I think we should be okay.
Yeah, or does that imply that you were required to do retention and not discharge the pond on site, or?
You want to hold it. You want to hold up to 2 feet of water, let it evaporate. Now it had overflows, then you have your overflow, right?
Okay, so retention, not detention. You guys won't. I mean, there's some municipalities require a drainage pond to be sized for a certain volume to treat like water quality, and then detention on top of that. But after 48 hours, it can outfall and discharge to a either like a city storm pipe or some sort of outfall like the arroyo, or but in this case, are you implying that the city requires every site to retain all stormwater on site and then either design like a dry well, or, and then you said some will evaporate, or?
So this is Maria, and Ben, this is where I would have them get in touch with the state engineer's office, because the state engineer does not allow anything more than 24 hours to be retained. So then you get into collecting water, and if they don't have any water rights, they can't collect water. So I would recommend you get with the state engineer's office to answer that.
Okay.
Right, and then we'll talk to our own civil engineer to help you out, because we just don't want, there are safeguards that you all install even to those retention ponds, and so as long as we meet the minimums on that, we need to get hold of all those state agencies, like Maria was saying.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it'd be, if you could connect me with that city engineer or your third-party engineer. I've got a few questions for him on review times and things like that. Are there any?
I sure will.
Okay. Are there any like impact fee schedules that we should be aware of for Sunita and the team here to kind of understand all of the fees that might be associated with the project for budgeting purposes?
No, sir, we don't have any land use impact fees. We just tie the whole project to our valuation schedule.
Okay.
Is the valuation schedule published so we can get an idea of what our building permit and application fees would be?
Yes, that would be, and that would be your development fee. That would be in the municipal code.
Okay, I'll search for it there.
Great, thank you.
Sorry, I'm just taking some notes. Let's see. I know, Ben, you had a question about signage. I sent over the conceptual signage plan that Andreas forwarded over to me earlier today.
Okay.
And it looks like we're maybe looking for a large freeway-oriented multi-tenant sign on the east side, adjacent to the interstate, and then another one over off of Grand Avenue.
Okay, so you're not doing any off-site signage, right?
No, sir.
Okay. I think that 40-footer would have, is that the max that the code said, or are you going beyond the max height?
Andreas, are you aware of the sign requirements at this point, or whoever put this together?
The sign requirement for Las Vegas, Mexico, I believe were 20 feet.
20, 25, huh?
I actually have it saved in my computer.
Bryce, that was 20 feet when we did our research on that.
Yeah, 20 feet. So we would be exceeding that, or we would be proposing to exceed that.
So
We'd
then
want,
we'd make application for a increase in the height.
And that
Is
requires a variance, correct?
is that a formal variance? Yeah.
Yes, sir,
So if we're doing this variance, then does that mean that we would have to go through that PNC then?
Planning and zoning, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And that was a 30-day review for the variance, correct?
Yes, but we'd have to notify the PNZ and then we'd send out legal notice. So you'd have to be like, let's say 45 days out so that we can then publish and let everybody know and then put you on the schedule.
Is city council required after P&Z or just P&Z?
I think with that approval from P&Z on a variance on a height approval would be sufficient.
Okay, so the highway sign that we're proposing is going to be 80 feet, and then the sign on Grand is going to be approximately 40. Do you anticipate much pushback on that, or any sort of like anything we should be thinking of going into that application that might help us?
Just have a good salesman on hand.
Sunita's the best salesman we got, so.
Okay, well that's all we need then.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, well, what helps you all is that you guys are all in that corner of the city, and it's helpful that you're there, and we are pro-business, and at the same time, we will notify anyone within 150 feet. So I don't know if that'll reach all the way to the Loves for public input. But the public is invited to the P&Z meetings. So any concerned citizens would would come at that time.
Okay, and I think we're being consistent actually with what it appears that Love's has already. So it wouldn't be anything really above and beyond that. So
Okay, well, I found your email on the conceptual sign plan.
okay, good. Yes, so we'll be sure to add that to the list of requirements for a sign variance. Let's see. Are there, I guess jumping over to, unless there's any additional questions or comments on the signage, I'd like to jump over to maybe the access topic.
Okay.
Are there any concerns from anyone? I think what we're proposing here is, I mean, I don't see any issues with the shared access with the hotel. All of our drives are pretty wide. Obviously, we've got to have enough circulation for large truck traffic. So I don't anticipate having any issues with fire, but just wanted to see if there were any initial comments from fire or anyone else at the city in regards to access and circulation.
I do know both the fire chief and deputy chief had to leave. So
Okay.
I did post their contact information in the chat, and I did get that down. So if there's comments from other, the rest of the city folks.
Actually, the deputy chief is still here.
Oh, he is.
Oh, hey, Steve.
Yeah, I'm still here, guys.
Sorry, thanks, Steve. Sorry, I thought you were like, okay, peace out.
No, that's fine. That's fine. For the roads, guys, around your parking lot and your facility there, all we need is a minimum width of 20 feet per code.
Perfect.
Trucks can get through. We haven't had any concerns at that point.
Okay. Well, you'll have more than that. Let's see here. I'm kind of, does anyone else have any questions or comments? Definitely looking forward to setting up a meeting with Maria to chat more through some of the utilities. But
Maria, how does your schedule look this week, or do we go through Ben to get that coordinated and set up for the utilities?
You could go through here. You could go straight to Maria. I mean, to me, that'd be okay if we all have to go through those discussions. But then anything that's created as far as paperwork, then send it to me so I can then know where you guys are at. Okay. And so then I'll send it to Maria. Anything that you guys put down on paper. But any discussions y'all have to have, that'd be fine with me.
I'm wondering too, does the engineer allow us to set up a separate meeting, or would he prefer us just to coordinate via email?
Coordinate via email. Let me see if I can put my email in the chat. Looks like I am available 1 o'clock on Thursday. I'll check to see, or early morning. Let's see if that 1 o'clock on Thursday works, and I'll get with wastewater staff. Let me see if they're still on. Tim, is 1 o'clock on Thursday okay for you? If you're still on. And I will add my email to the chat if I can figure out the chat here. There it is.
I can make that work.
So yes, 1 o'clock on Thursday works for a meeting with us, and I'll have a pre-meeting with wastewater to make sure that we have all of the possible solutions for this challenge.
Maria, would you like me to send a Teams invite for that, or do you want Ben or someone else to send a Google Meet?
Go ahead and send it Teams.
Okay.
And let me tell you who else needs to be included. I'll add email addresses to the chat, or if you just want to email me and then I can tell you who to add.
That would be great.
Okay. Just email me and I'll give you everybody else's email address.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Do you know by chance who the electrical service provider is for this area, and who a contact might be for that?
I had invited PNM on that, and it's in that group invite. And
okay,
I think his name was Jared. Jerrod. There's a gentleman named Jared, and he was filling in because the bus had left somewhere. And I think he was there to
Bryce, there's an email from Charles Brown that gave us some contact information.
was that who it was?
Yeah, it sounds like Charles
Okay.
was able to join the conversation, but wasn't able to speak because he didn't have a microphone.
Oh, okay. So then that's the gentleman you want to speak with.
Okay, great. Yeah, we'll reach out to him.
Yeah, and I invited the state DOT, and other than that, remember that you can contact James Gallegos at the district office here in Las Vegas and give him those questions on the drainage, storm drainage, and anything going into his state highway, any as-built drawings or any new drawings that they have, and any future plans that they have for that freeway, because we do have, that exit right there, and sometimes they can give you some information that we don't have.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. We definitely would want to understand any sort of future development plans that they might have and consider those. So I really, appreciate that comment, Ben.
Okay.
Let's see. What else? I think a lot of questions are going to come, or answers are going to come out in our meeting with Maria and her team. So again, the floodplain thing we can look into. I think we're out of that, like you mentioned, but we'll dig into that a little bit more.
Yeah, just look at the Clean Water Act. I mean, that's separate than well, it is FEMA, of course, but the Clean Water Act will tell you what you can and can't discharge into our rivers, lakes, streams, or whatever.
Okay. That sounds good. And then do you guys have the DRT? Will you guys do a special review on the building?
No, not really. I mean, as far as like, now if the building height, if it exceeds the building height in the zoning code, then we'd have to tell you, well, if the building's too high, we need to take it in for variance. But other than that, the building, I don't see any problems with it.
Okay.
We'd like to know, of course, the placement of the setbacks and all of that. We are going to be looking at all that. And then if you're going to be doing a drive-through, we need to make sure that you meet all the, because sometimes, stacking of cars and all that comes into play.
Yeah, and we are going to have a drive-through on this one just with the QSR. It's just not very high volume as far as what we do. So yeah, we're gonna probably have to do that, Bryce, and see what.
On the lighting, remember on your canopy, I am going to bring this up as that we, in the state of New Mexico, we have adopted the Energy Conservation Code.
Okay.
So make sure you follow the 2018 has been really adopted by the state, the IECC. And so if you guys could please comply with the light pollution and light spillage and all that good stuff for your canopies.
Yeah, we usually do a photometric study.
Good.
So I will make sure that that gets done on this as well. So, and that we're in compliance with that.
Okay, and then the night sky ordinance, you know, we have adopted the night sky. So, you know, we have beautiful night sky here in Las Vegas. And the energy code is really, it helps you all too because you save energy.
Correct.
Are you all going to do any solar or you guys are going all full power?
We'll probably do full power. So Maverick hasn't quite gone the way of, you know. So
And I always used to stop at the Maverick there in Roswell.
Oh.
Because I used to work in the city of Hobbs. So I'd stop
Okay.
in Roswell and gas up at the Maverick.
So guess where we're also putting a Maverick in Hobbs.
Hobbs. Yeah.
So
that's great.
Yeah. So we're going in. And most of New Mexico are my projects. So yeah. I'm sure we'll be chatting on other stuff.
That's great.
So anyway, all right. So yeah, so photometric is going to get done. I'll send you the geo, make sure everything's good on that. Like I said, they're looking at getting that permitted currently in order to do the additional drilling.
Okay. And then on your parking plan, Bryce, remember that goes along with the occupant load and all that good stuff. So then the formulas are in the code for number of people and the ratio of parking. And then your ADA parkings, you have to use the ADA parking is just to give you a heads up. Those are, remember that the state of New Mexico adopts all the IBC codes, okay? But then the state of New Mexico amends all of them. So you guys have to go through the amendments because the ADA parking in the New Mexico Construction Commercial Code, you use that table for the ADA minimum parking requirements. I mean, they did adopt the ICC and CA 117.1, the 2009, but then they amend, and there's some amendments. So just make sure that you guys visit the amendments, okay?
Okay.
And those are all on the website, on the New Mexico Building Code site, on the CID. Just click on the links on the left, and those are the New Mexico amendments. So you have to make sure and comply with wherever the state amends the code.
Understood.
And then they want a com check too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So make sure, yeah, you know what goes along with that, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Nicole, you got any burning questions that we may have forgotten?
No, I don't think so. I think we got all the contact information we would need in case we do have additional questions. So
There for a while, I thought Nicole was a air traffic controller.
She does that on the weekends.
yeah.
So is that a canopy in the back and a canopy in the front, sir?
Yeah, so just to describe a little bit more about the site,
Can you zoom it in a little?
Yep. So the canopies here on the front are for your, passenger vehicles, your everyday customers that can come in and circulate, fill up their minivans on the way to and from Albuquerque or whatever, and then the high flow or the semi trucks over here on the right, they'll come in and service the large heavy duty vehicles over here on this area. So it works out kind of nice, separating the two operations and keeping things safe from a vehicular
And
circulation
Maria,
perspective.
we also have an RV dump that we're looking at putting at this site. So just wanted to also make you aware of that.
That's great. And then you guys have outdoor seating areas too?
Yeah, they usually those little plus sign-ish looking things are outdoor picnic tables.
Yep.
Nice. One thing that we do have, Bryce, if you want to submit anything and before you send your complete set, we do have Bluebeam here at City of Las Vegas. So if you want to invite me on a Bluebeam session, I'll be more than happy to go over stuff with you before you send, if you have that software.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, because you can invite us to a session. We're working on, that'd be great also if I'd like to put a plug into our fire chief, Billy Montoya, to see about getting Steve Span a Bluebeam program, only $300 a year. And I mean, it just pays for the whole thing. It's really great. And he can, you know, we can do live reviews, and it beats having to go back and forth when we can actually do it on the spot. And you can invite Steve, or you know what I'm saying. It's just a great program.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's pretty powerful and allows some good collaboration and saves a lot of time and, you know, reviews and everything. So we'll definitely put that in our notes, and I'm sure Maverick would love to take advantage of that. So thanks for bringing that up. Those are all the questions I think I have for you right now, Ben, unless anyone else from the team has something they want to ask us or Sunita, if you've got anything for the city.
I am good at this point. Just know I do make some phone calls when I have questions, so you'll be getting those. And please feel free to reach out to me as well at any point in time if there's ever anything.
Yeah, anytime you have to talk directly to Maria, don't worry about having to come through me, because, you know, those are, they can provide you that data. They have their state-of-the-art utilities department down there, and they have, because I'm in a different building.
Okay.
So you could save time just going directly to her, but any documentation, you can relay it through me.
Great.
All right, fantastic. Well, thank you again so much for your time this afternoon. We really value that and appreciate it, and looking forward to moving forward, and we'll definitely be in touch.
Okay, well, thank you, Bryce. And anything that has to do with the subdivision, you know, if we have, is this the actual subdivision that you have there? The one that's recorded at the courthouse? I mean, without your building on it, I mean.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it again.
Because I think you did provide it to us. Did you enhance it? Did you enhance it with colors?
Yeah, this is actually the initial package that we sent over to you, Ben, with our project description, and page 2 is the plat there.
Okay.
It shows the existing lot lines and then the proposed is with what we're looking to combine.
Our planning and zoning coordinator, Maria Perea, wasn't able to attend, and so I can share this with her, and she's really good at handling this kind of stuff. So any questions, I'll relay them to her. So it would be Maria.Perea, and I think you all had it there earlier. I think I invited her. I don't know if you have it, but it's Maria.Perea at lasvegasnm.gov.
How do you spell her last name?
Perea, P-E-R-E-A.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, she was the initial person I got in contact with at the city. So we have been in contact with her on this project.
yes, Nicole, with Maria, talk to her more about subdivisions and with me. I mean, she's a lot better at, that's her line of expertise there.
Great. And then would you mind sending me the contact information for your third-party engineer?
Yes, sir, I'll get you that information as soon as I can verify who it is.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, yeah, I hope you all have a great week and happy Monday evening.
Yes, sir, Bryce. Well, thank you and your whole team, man. You guys are great. And
All
who's
right.
Tim, and who's Tim Nix right here? Is he with the city or is he with you? Hello, Tim.
Hey, Ben, Tim is with Wade. He's our, one of our senior guys over there.
Oh, okay. Well, I was wondering because he was real quiet, you know. I didn't know what was happening.
Two things. One, I don't think his microphone is working. And two, he is not quiet. Right, Tim?
All right. Well, we just didn't want to leave anybody out. And so anything y'all need to, those comment sheets I did send to everyone. So if you fill them out and scan them and email them to me, I'd appreciate it. Then I'll forward them to Mr. Christensen.
Wonderful.
Anything else, Bryce and Sonita and team?
No, sir. I think we can wrap this up.
I really appreciate you guys doing this for us. So thank you.
Well, thank you all for joining in, and hopefully this was a lot more helpful. Our planning director's name is Bill Hendrickson. So anytime if you feel stuck and you need you need action, contact my supervisor. He's our director, Bill Hendrickson, and he's at bhendrickson@lasvegasnm.gov.
And nobody ever reaches out to him, Ben, because I'm sure you are awesome. So
Yes, we'll tag in with him and make sure that I relay properly, because sometimes my Spanglish can get in the way. Anyways, thank you all and have a good night.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye.
Yes.